Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm just getting these combines and moving them out of the way because we're going to be ploughing up this field here today. So my first task of the day is obviously to move all 4 of these combines out of the way. And warning, better if the combine harvester is empty. Oh, it's got grain in it. I didn't realise that. We'll do it anyway. And it works. It's got 52,000 litres of grain. Oh, I see. It's dumped the bales out. Yeah, there were 2 bales inside it. So it's dumped those out. We can live with that. And where are they? Oh, there's 1 bale left over there. Okay, well, we'll get that one in a minute. And we can worry about that one then. So if we do the same again and drop that down there. And then... Oop, wrong way. That one, F11, drop it down there, and again, F11, drop it down there. Right, that's the 4 combines out of the way. Next up, all of these tractors, I'm not really doing anything with them now. Oh, my weekly question. Before we go any further, my weekly question. Now, we are going to start ploughing up all of this area up here. So, my weekly question is, do you want me to do grass up here in the big field and then do sugar beet down here in this one? Or do you want me to do sugar beet up in the big field and do the grass down here? So which one do you want in the big field, the grass or the sugar beet? Is your vote, is your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now, something strange has happened on this map, and I have no idea why or how or what has caused it, but it looks like multi-angle terrain has reared its ugly head. Sometimes multi-angle terrain is really good, because, like, you know, all the extra angles and stuff that it gives you. I did go on a little bit. I've sort of done up the side of field 27, but this is going to take a long time to plough. I was testing to see if we could jump off the edges, and we can't. But yeah, I've started this up, and it's working as though multi-angle terrain is present on the map, and it was doing it with the plough that I was using as well. And this seems to me to be a very peculiar situation to be in, because I didn't think that we had multi-angle terrain on here, and yet it does seem to be behaving as though we do. Can Courseplay do that? Could Courseplay, like, override and, like, force the multi-angle terrain into the situation? I mean, it doesn't appear to have turned up with this, because this one's done a full length of the field now. It's doing very well. We're nearly a quarter of the way through. This is doing fantastically. But yeah, the whole multi-angle terrain thing is, I'm going the wrong way, is a bit of an issue. I have no desire whatsoever to have multi-angle terrain here on this map. It's the worst possible thing that could happen to us, because the huge fields mean that having the whole multi-angle thing going on is just going to be an absolute pain in the, yeah. We really don't want that to be happening. Right, if I back up a bit, I need to set that to allow create fields. Is that creating? What is it doing? Oh, it possibly... Oh, I know why. It's because I've got the wrong one selected. So let's back up again and try it again. Right, yes, look, see? Right there, you see those plough lines? That's multi-angles. And I didn't think we had multi-angles on this map, so I got no idea how that has suddenly turned up. I mean, if we have got it on the map, then we've got it on the map, and we'll sort of deal with it. But I genuinely didn't think that we had multi-angle terrain here on this map, which is going to be interesting, to say the least. I'm not quite sure how we're going to sort of work around that, because going all the way up through here, you need a dead straight line, and having the standard game, it's got just the standard north, south, east, west, and then the diagonals as well, and so you can line it up roughly, and it does the job perfectly. Right, the grass here on the edge, that's kind of, it doesn't really do anything. There is a collision all along the edge of the map. I've tested it. I went along with the car and just made sure that it's not going to go anywhere. Now, the issue that we've got is that this tractor is a very powerful tractor. The plough is a very big plough. The two of them together don't quite do anything that is satisfactory enough. We're going to need a bit more oomph than this. So, I have prepared, especially, a new plough for today. So let's just see if this one, we'll just get this one up the hill a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm fed up with this one already. So let's go to the shop. And I think we've got a vehicle down here. No, we don't. Okay, so let's visit the shop. And oh, you get dropped straight into the offices. Ah, very fancy. And if we come up through here, this is where we can actually... Oh, no, this is where we sell stuff. Okay, so we'll just visit the shop in the standard way. We want ploughs. And if you have a look here, we've got the standard Salford. Now, I downloaded this one with the impression that we could have this little extra piece that would clip onto the back and make this plough bigger. I've no idea where the extra piece is. I can't find it anywhere. Whether it's like an additional mod or something like that. Oh! Ah, maybe it's that. Maybe it's the standard one. Right, let's just check that out a minute. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. It goes with the little one. As I don't roll, Salford 4204. Yes, right. Okay, the penny drops. We figured it out. Okay, so if we buy that one a minute, I just wanted to show you this because I thought this was actually a really cool idea. And I really like the fact that it's done this. So we get that one there as well. Okay, and we back out of here and we get a tractor. For this particular task, I think we'll go for the small big bud because nobody ever uses a small big bud. So we'll give this one a bit of love. And we get that one. Okay, and back out of here. Right, so we've got the small big bud, and you get the Salford plough hitched onto the back of the small big bud, and then you can back that one up to the small Salford, and you've got like additional Salfordness. And now, as some of you... Salfordness, yeah, it's a new word. I've just invented it. I'm going to be patenting it later on today. Actually, let's see if we could... Do any of you use Twitter? I mean, I have a Twitter account, and I do put stuff on there. It doesn't... it doesn't get, like, a huge amount of interest, but there are some people that watch my Twitter account, and there are some people that do sort of interact with me on there. Maybe we could start a new hashtag. Hashtag Salfordness. I don't know, I've never tried doing that before. Backing this thing up to actually get it onto the plough, I can see it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So if we go, because now we need to go round that way. I've got to be ready on the... Yeah. Going to be a major challenge trying to get this to hook up. How on earth are you supposed to do that? Right, let's see if we can... Because even just turning the tractor actually moves the plough around in strange and unusual ways, which means that it doesn't sort of behave quite as you'd hope it would. Oh, we got it! Yes, okay, so it is possible to hook into the little Salford plough, and then we can go drive along. I tell you what, we will now teleport. We'll use our wonderful teleport mod, and if we go to... Well, let's just drop it into... We'll drop it up here, close to where that New Holland is, and then the New Holland can move out the way, and we can take over from that ploughing line over there. I don't know how the little big bud is going to take sort of cope with this, but it should do it okay. So while we're going along, let's unfold the plough as well, because the Salford's got to unfold a bit. I don't know if does the other one unfold as well? Don't think the other one has much in the way of unfoldingness. And we'll come up through here. That one we can move out the way. I mean, I'd like to have straight edges on this field, but, you know, if we don't, we don't. We can kind of live with that. So if we come into here, and we now need to lift that plough up out of the way. Actually, if we move it over onto this side, it will be out of the way. Can I fold it up? Yep. It'll fold up, so we can move this one up here, so he is out of the way of all of the new ploughs. There we go, like that. And we come back to this one. Now we need to get this one lined up. If I can get this one lined up reasonably straight, then we can get the GPS thing going. And control, there we go. Right, so we have GPS, we want... I just want to bring it over a little bit, so it's kind of... All I got to do is line up the middle of the big bud, the little bud. It's a little bud rather than a big bud, really, isn't it? Okay, and get rid of that. Now, if we lower that... Oh, you've got to lower it down, and you've got to sort of do both sections and lower that down. So if I allow create fields on that, and then I'll have to allow create fields on that one as well, I guess. So let's start this one forward. Yep. Okay, so that works actually. That's quite an awesome plough. I'm quite impressed with that. I do like the fact that you've got that. I mean, yes, I think actually the plough on the New Holland is still bigger than the two of those combined anyway. So it's kind of a pointless little exercise. But I did just want to see how it worked out and how well it would do it. Yep. That seems pretty good. Okay, we've done our little experiment there. So now if we go back to the shop, we go to the garage. We want to... We'll sell all of that lot. Actually, no, I'm going to keep those just for now. I'm going to keep those, and I'll keep the New Holland. It's all our trailers. Let's go to our... There's a load of our John Deeres. We've got so much stuff here. Right, let's sell that one. Yep. And... Oh, I've already gone right up to the end. So where is the big bud? The little bud. I want the little bud, if I can find him. And, right, there's the little bud, so let's sell that one. Okay, and then there should be another plough somewhere. Oh, there it is, so we can sell that one as well. Yes, and done. Right. So now if we back out of there, next bit, we've got that one going. This one's still roaring away, and he's actually almost finished. That is just about everything done now with 4.2 million litres. I will have to set up a course for the course play thing to squish all of this down once we get it into the clamp, but then we will have our silage. So we're going to have to see about... I just wanted to check on this one, see how this one's doing. We've got 2.3 million litres in here. I got a feeling that all that chaff is going to end up causing us some serious problems. Right, the next thing that I want to do is I wanted a different tractor in order to do our... ploughing, and I have just a thing. It's this one here. This is from the mod contest, a Rollin TB320. Now I believe that this tractor was made up on the spot. There's no such brand. It was invented by the creator of the tractor, so we're going to take that one, and that is one that we're going to use. And then we're going to go over here into ploughs, and we're going to go up here, and we're going to go to the Salford 8312 Plus Percy. Now this is a modification that I have made to this one. And I've increased the price just a fraction, just to kind of reflect on the increased capacity of the plough. So if we get that one, okay, I'm wondering if it's anything to do with this, because this is the only new mod that I've installed, and there was no indication that we had any kind of there was no indication that we had any kind of multi-angle terrain on this map when we first started, but now we do seem to, so I'm wondering if it's something to do with that plough. As you can see, this tractor does go a little bit faster than the standard tractors, which is excellent, and he does lean into the corners quite nicely. He's got a good spin on him as well, so yeah, I gave it a little bit more juice, just to kind of keep things moving along, and so that it would be able to pull this plough. So let's hitch that one on, and if we take this one back up to the top where we've been working, go to F11, and then it's somewhere around here, isn't it? And let's get rid of that. Now I've also increased the camera distance on this one so that we can see a little bit better, see what it's doing. So let's just come up here. So yes, if you're the person that created this tractor, excellent tractor, really like it. I have changed it a little bit, but obviously, as with all of the changes that I make to any mods that I run on this series, I do not share them. They are not for release, they're not for anybody else to use, they are just for my own personal pleasure and for your viewing pleasure on here. I will not be releasing any mods whatsoever. Now, how is this one lined up? I want to just bring it over just a smidgen like that, I would say. Not quite that much. Just trying to get it just lined up just right. That'll probably do. The important bit here is not so much the... You'll see in a minute. You'll see exactly why I want it to just kind of line up roughly with the tractor rather than anything else. So if we just start that Don't think we need to do anything else. So we need to allow create fields and lower it down. And that's why, as you can see, I've extended out the distance that the plough does the ploughing just a teensy little bit. And it does it at a reasonable speed as well. Now, the only issue is that because we've got to have the settings down a bit, you can't quite see everything as it's happening. So doing it like that is... But that is how you plough. That is ploughing in style, that is. So let's just bring the map up a minute so that we don't want to go too far. But we do have a nice straight line. It's following our line, which means that we're not going to go wrong. I did test this already, but I've sort of altered it slightly so that it wasn't a dead straight line coming out of the plough. This is fantastic. I mean, yeah, we kind of need this because this is a massive field that we are ploughing up here. And this is something we're going to have to... I'm going to be spending the rest of this episode at least doing this. And if I don't use my foot throttle, I use the... If I use the pedal, it doesn't go max speed. So I can sort of alter it and make it go slightly faster as well. Now, we don't want to get too close to that gorge, because I don't want our machines slipping into it. So let's just take a look here. I would say if we go sort of about there, maybe. We've gone a little bit further. I think that's far enough. Right. So now we want to bring this one up like this. And then if I bring it up this way, I want to rotate it 90 degrees. Like that. And go up this way. There. And then engage with it again. And look, see? Look, you got multi-angle terrain. Now, I don't think we had that before. I'm sure we didn't have multi-angle on here previously. I mean, maybe we did. Maybe it's something to do with the plough or something to do with the change that I made on the plough. I genuinely don't know. This is something that has actually genuinely confused me because I didn't think that we had this on here. Right, now I'm going to... Whoa! I'm going to drift with a plough that is in the ground. Some of you said about a plough that is quite a bit bigger than any of the standard game ones, and I did have a look around for a bigger plough, but I couldn't find one. So this is the biggest... I sort of went for this one and decided that I would just modify it a fraction. So if we come, we'll bear around here now, like that, and I'll get this one now lined up. We'll go 90 up through there. Is that exactly where I want to do this? I guess we could move it over a bit. You know, we can have a strip. We can have a strip up through there. That's going to be fine. So if we bring that one in and we can go again. So we got rounded corners on the fields, but generally speaking, see, this is the problem. When you got your camera like this, you can't see anything. If I keep it at this angle, you can just make out everything that's going on. Let's get rid of the map a minute. There you go. Now that is ploughing with a vengeance. That is some serious ploughing, that is. That is some serious ploughing. That is fantastic. It's the speed that it's going at that is really... That's what I really like about this. It's the phenomenal speed that we're travelling at. Right, we're going to keep it exactly as it is right now. It's going to go right across the edge of this road, through that ploughed piece there. The plough through the muddy piece there, because that's the fence there is sort of what really limits us. I mean, if we didn't have the fence, we would be including 14 and 17 in this massive great big field. But as we do, we're just going to run it like this, and it's going to... So there is quite a big strip along the bottom side of this, but I think that'll be okay considering the size of it all. Right, now we'll stop a minute, and I'll bring it up like this. Now, this is the bit where you've kind of got to be careful. You don't want to overlap. I don't want to be sort of running the overlap too much. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I get some overlap, because what I'm trying to do, I want to make sure I get all of it, but I want to bring that around and have a neat tide. Look, see, I don't remember us having this on here. I really don't. I'm sure this is something that's new. I mean, I don't think it can be. I don't think there's any way to add multi-angle into a map. But at the same time, at no point have we sort of had any indication that it is present here on our map anyway. So it does strike me as very, very peculiar. So if I can switch that off now, and we can run this by ourselves, and we come around here. I'm gonna plough all of it anyway, because that kind of seems like the right thing to do. Down through the mud, there, on round. This is record ploughing. I've seen fast ploughing before. There's a video that was kicking around of people doing this, like really insanely fast ploughing, and it looked brilliant. It really did. It looked absolutely hilarious, but it wasn't quite this kind of speed. But we're getting the ground covered. You can't deny that we're getting the ground covered here. We're definitely doing something. This is making a difference. This is. The rate that we're going, we'll be able to get most of this ploughing done today, which means that tomorrow we'll be able to get that chaff into the silage clamp, and then we can get it rolled so that our silage is done. We're going to need, though, to get a slightly larger capacity. We're going to need a bigger bucket in order to pick stuff up, to tip into a mixer wagon. We're going to need a bigger mixer wagon. I'm thinking that a self-loading mixer wagon, because we can throw the small bales into the mixer wagon without any trouble. That will work really nicely. But if we're so we can throw the small bales in. We can throw small bale straw, which we've got, and we can throw in some small bale hay, which will also have the 100,000 litre capacity. But then the silage, we'll want to load that. We're going to need to load it manually. So in order to do that, I think probably the best option would be to, rather than have... Oh, that is fantastic. I did wonder if it would reach the ground properly, but it does seem to. It seems to do the job quite nicely. Yeah, in order to get the silage going in quite quickly, we're going to need a self-propelled one that self-loads the clamp silage, so that we can then stick the... and we'll need to increase the loading capacity as well, otherwise it's going to be there forever. Right, the plough is kind of sticking... It's making the tractor drift around a little bit. The uneven ground here, it's not too bad. Yeah, this whole multi-angle terrain thing has really thrown me. It really, really has. But this is fantastic. I mean, the size of this field. What are we going to do when it comes to... I've already got a mower lined up. I'm going to have to make some slight alterations, I think, because I don't think it's going to be good enough to do it like this. We're going to need to increase its capacity a bit, or we're going to have to do something to it, because it's just mowing this. Unless, of course, we, set the hired help going. We get several hired helps, and they can mow the grass. They'll do fine. We could get a whole load of them. I mean, the size of this field, we could have a whole fleet of Crone Big M's running up and down, and they'll still struggle to do the job. Right, Helper D has completed their task. Which one was Helper D? I think actually Helper D... H is the one in field 17 that's busy doing that cultivating. Oh, the first one was field 14 finishing off, and then Helper D is obviously the John Deere in field 18. Field 18 has been ploughed at last. All those little ploughs, they have finally finished. They are done. Right. We do need to get a screenshot of this. I'm thinking that perhaps if we do it like this, so that we can see the tractor and the plough. Gonna need to... Look at the way it spins. Oh, I don't want to go out over the edge. I don't want to have an untidy field. That would never do. So let's come up this way. If I do it over here, it should stay far enough away from that edge. And then I can come on round. This tractor's actually pretty cool. I do like this tractor. So let's line up again. This is going to be our screenshot, obviously. And once again, yes, I'm talking about the screenshots. I always do this. Because I've not actually seen the results for the video, I don't actually know if anybody said that they really don't like the way that I do this and talk about the screenshots all the time. Right, let's get this tractor round over here. there. And back round this side. There we go. See, look at the plough lines sort of straightening themselves up as you go through. So let's bring that up through there. And I'll just turn off that timer a minute. There we go. And there, right. Now, if I bring this in, and that, I think, right there is a superb screenshot. That should kind of showcase what we're trying to accomplish here with our rolling tractor. And that is a fine crop of, I think it's actually, is that, oh, there's potatoes in there. Fine crop of potatoes there. And it really drifts an awful lot. This is fantastic. We're drifting with a plough here. And that's, you know, the thing I was saying about the video with the speed ploughing? Look up speed ploughing. Go onto YouTube, look up speed ploughing competition. It is absolutely fantastic. It's brilliant. I was in stitches watching that. It was absolutely hilarious. And the great thing about it is that it is real, and they do literally, they drift around the corners when they're done, when they lift up and they come around the corners. They're drifting these tractors with these ploughs. They come back through, and they've got like people that's judging it, so it does actually have to be ploughed, and they work on it like that. It's awesome. It is absolutely brilliant. Speed ploughing. Go and look it up on YouTube. Well, I say go and look it up on YouTube. You're here on, this is YouTube, isn't it? Yeah, I keep forgetting. So look it up. Go into the search bar after the video's finished, of course. Finish watching the video first. Then go and look up speed ploughing. It's absolutely amazing. It's the funniest thing you will ever see. It is awesome. Right, my question for this week. This field that we're ploughing right now, do you want me to plant this one with grass, or do you want me to plant this one with sugar beet? We will put that field there, 14, that we've just finished harvesting for maize, for corn silage. That one will have the other crop. So we'll do grass or sugar beet up here, and then whichever one we don't do up here in the biggest field, we'll do in field 14, which is kind of our second biggest field. So we'll have a big crop of each. I just want to know, which one do you want as the absolute biggest crop? Do you want a real mega harvest of sugar beet? And I'm not sure how we're going to go about doing that. I'm thinking we'd possibly, because I don't know if I've got any modded sugar beet harvesters, so I don't know quite yet how I'm going to go about doing that, but we'll see. We are going to obviously have to do it. I was thinking potatoes, but I don't want to do potatoes. I want to do sugar beet on this one. So we are going to do a root crop here, and it's come up through there, and yep, such a wide, it's a fantastic width on this plough. It is awesome. I have just about run out of time, but anyway, yeah. So do you want grass or sugar beet up here in this huge field that we're currently ploughing up? It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. We're going to do a little bit more of this tomorrow. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't have time to finish doing the ploughing off screen between today's episode and tomorrow's episode, so I'll do a bit more tomorrow in tomorrow's episode. We're also going to try and tip out that silage that we've now got in our silage trailer, and when we've done that, we can then, I wonder if maybe I could just set the hired help doing some of this, actually ploughing up the field, and then I could just do the strips in between the fields. I'll come down here. I'll set this up for tomorrow. I've got a feeling I didn't move the actual AI boundary on it, so it's not going to recognise like the edge of it, which is going to cause it some problems. Actually, there's probably a way I can test that. If I just press H now. Oh, that's the vehicle extension. I don't want that. Control. No, it's. Yeah, it is. Control H. There we go. So I set that onto normal and switch that off, and then go H like that. It switches off the allow create fields, but I don't know if it recognizes the new working width or not, or if it's just going to say that it's finished. We'll come up through there. It lifts way too early, and no, I haven't set a new working width on it. I didn't think I'd be using any AI help on this one, so we don't have a new working width on this one. So let me just bring that back round and engage it again, so that it's creating fields. Lower it down. So yeah, I won't worry about creating fields, doing the AI help with it. I suppose I could still. No, because of the width, it's going to mess it up completely, isn't it? Alright, never mind. But yes, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. I just can't get over the speed at which we are doing this ploughing. It's brilliant. I am absolutely loving this. This is so cool. But yeah, until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.